Hello air signs, let's see what the upcoming weekend has in store for you. And it could be about pretty much anything. Love, finances, friendship, trips, whatever comes up. We'll have 4 separate spreads in this reading. The first spread is for all of you, it's like a bonus, and then there's going to be a separate spread for every air sign individually. Timestamps should be in the description box down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. This first spread is for all air signs. We have Death, clarified by the 3 of Wands. We have the 8 of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. We also have Earth, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I don't think zodiac signs really matter. It's possible you'll be dealing with one of the zodiac signs I just mentioned. But first of all, this spread, this reading right here for all of you guys, for all of you air signs, is about work, business, and finances, for sure. Because when I do my weekend highlight readings, I simply ask for whatever comes out, whatever. And for all of you guys, this first spread is definitely about work, business, and finances. Some of you will be deciding to quit your job because you have a better job offer on the table. Others of you could be thinking about quitting your 9-to-5 job and maybe starting your own business. Okay. Others of you could be thinking about closing your bank account or closing one financial institution account and moving your assets, moving your money to another one, to another financial institution, or investing into something else. Alright, this is definitely a movement of money, or this is definitely a movement of employment or business. If you run your own business, you could be taking your business someplace else, or you could be dropping a supplier or a vendor and signing with a new supplier or vendor. This is what the spread is all about. Right, moving from left to right. Right, Death, the first card that came out, could be a Scorpio you're dealing, but Death is a card of a change, it is a card of a transformation, it is a card of an ending. Alright, the 3 of Wands clarifying Death is a card of somebody who made up their mind. That's it. Because with the 2 of Wands that precedes the 3 of Wands, people still trying to decide, people still trying to figure things out. With the 3 of Wands, people usually know. Right, this is a final decision card. That's what I usually call it, the final decision card. Alright, the 8 of Cups and the remaining cards that follow, this is moving on. We're moving your money, your assets, your investment from one to another, from point A to point B, or quitting your job and starting a new job with a different employer. And we got the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. This is definitely a lot of money on the table. I don't know how much is a lot for you, but you'll definitely consider it as worth it. Definitely worth it. Alright? Cool. Gemini, we have the 4 of Cups, clarified by the World. We have the Hangman, clarified by the Knight of Cups. We have the 8 of Wands, clarified by the Sun. And we also have the Fool on the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing maybe with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We also have Leo and Aries. This is one interesting spread, Gemini. Yeah, it starts with the 4 of Cups, clarified by the World. Okay, so very, very often, the first card that comes out, especially in my weekend highlight readings, the first card that came out could be associated with the past. Okay, not so distant past for some of you. All right. So the 4 of Cups is a card of a rejection, or the 4 of Cups is a card of like, I don't want to participate in something, I don't want to do something, I'd rather stay by myself, I'd rather stay home. Or some of you could be saying, no more, I'm not getting involved with this person anymore, I'm not doing something anymore, I'm done. Okay, but it's clarified by the World. The World could be like someplace remote, so perhaps at some point in the past, or in the beginning, right before the weekend, you could say, you know what, I don't want to travel, I don't want to go anywhere. But for most of you, I think those 2 cards put together, especially with all the other cards also being here, and we'll get to the other cards in just a second. This is you ending something right before the weekend, perhaps. Okay, and perhaps up until this point, you were like, leave me alone type of an energy. That's what you were, or you were like saying no to going out, no to maybe no, you could be saying no to love, or you could have said no to this particular person, right? Or you could have said, you know what, I'm not into dating right now, leave me alone, I'm not interested. You know, something along those lines. That's what it kind of feels like. At some point you were like, you know what, I don't want to participate in something, I don't want to go out, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And it's coming to an end. You're going to go back to your Gemini awesome self. Okay, because we have the Fool on the bottom of the deck, right? First of all, you could be going to an Aries birthday party over the weekend, right? Because the Fool is an Aries major arcana card. At the same time, the Fool is a card of liberation, letting go, right? To me, the Fool is kind of like opposite from the Four of Cups. With the Four of Cups, somebody is like not interested, not wanting to engage, not wanting to participate. The Fool takes a leap of faith and jumps right in. Right? So this is like a change. This is like a transformation in a way, right? From staying away from everything or one particular person to like, okay, all right, let's go, let's do this. All right, I'm a Gemini after all, and it's springtime. You know. So we got the Hangman clarified by the Knight of Cups. The Hangman is also a card of like stagnation, nothing much happening, right? The Hangman is also a Pisces you could be dealing with, but the Hangman could be a card of like a revelation, you know, an epiphany. And that kind of goes along with what I was just saying, like, you know what, why am I not participating? Why am I not engaging? I'm sure you had the reasons, but perhaps this is where that change comes in. You're being like, you know what, why don't I just live a little, right? The Knight of Cups clarifying that, more water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Knight of Cups is love, you know, it's the most loving, romantic knight out of all four knights. Okay, so you're definitely opening up to love, or you're saying yes to a particular person, right? You're back to your Gemini self. And at the end we have the Eight of Wands clarified by the Sun. So yeah, back to having a lot of fun, back to going places, back to love, you know, because the Eight of Wands is one of the fastest cards in the deck. You could be traveling, or you could be planning a trip. The Eight of Wands is also a card of like a lot of communication, and it's also the Cupid's arrows card. The Sun clarifying it could be a Leo you're dealing with, but it's the happiest card in the deck. You know, you end with the happiest card in the deck. All right, then the Child riding the horse, got their arms open, got their arms spread out, and the same can be seen with the Fool card in the person, with the person in the Fool card. So it's like you're opening up. Spring is in the air, love is in the air, you know. You're gonna crawl from under your rock, you know, and enjoy life. That's what, and there's definitely love here. I hope this makes sense, Gemini. All right, cool. Libra, we have Strength clarified by the King of Wands, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Chariot, and the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Leo in particular, but we also have Cancer on the table. Well, Libra, I hope you're ready for this. This King of Wands is coming in, and they have a very simple plan to sweep you off your feet, to win you over, to have a victory with you. And I think this plan is going to work. I don't see you resisting. I don't see you having any issues with that. Quite the opposite, as a matter of fact. So anyway, we have Strength clarified by the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is any fire sign. Most likely any fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But the Strength card is a Leo major arcana card, right? So don't be surprised if this person is a Leo. Or Strength is simply a card of like courage. It's a card of passion. It's a very passionate card. So the King of Wands could be any fire sign, most likely any fire sign, right? The Six of Wands and the Chariot, the next two cards. We have two cards in the tarot deck that could be interpreted as cards of victory, success, triumph, and those are the two cards. Okay, so this is what they want with you. They want to have a victory with you. The Six of Wands is also a card of a lot of attention. So all eyes on you, Libra, right? And the Chariot could be a card of maybe literally going somewhere, right? It is also a card of like transportation in general. The Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, as you can see, we have two people in the Two of Cups, and I assume that's here in this King of Wands. It is a card of when two people on the same page, both people feeling the same way towards one another. It's a soulmate card. So from what I see here, it's gonna be good. They're coming in, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I like what you bring to the table. I like the way you behave. I like what you do, what you say, and things like that. So this is a yes. All right, cool. Aquarius, we have the World clarified by the Five of Swords. We have the Two of Cups clarified by Judgment. We also have the Ace of Pentacles clarified by the Empress. And we have the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Zodiac signs, we have Libra, Taurus, any zodiac sign. Absolutely any zodiac sign. Well, Aquarius, so here's the deal. This is a very complex reading in terms of how many different interpretations, how many different scenarios this could be. And by the way, it's also complex because it's not necessarily a love reading. It really qualifies as a work, business, and finances reading. So keep that in mind. But I'll just focus on love. I'll focus on love because otherwise, if I start if I start going through all of the scenarios, then we're all going to get confused. Okay, so two general scenarios. Scenario number one, you're reconciling with somebody. Somebody is coming back and you're going to get back together, or at least you will consider getting back together with this person. For others of you, you could be leaving somebody for another person this weekend. I'm not judging anybody, but it's definitely one of the scenarios that I can think of. So those are the two general scenarios. You're either reconciling with somebody, or there's going to be a reconciliation attempt, or you're leaving somebody for another person. Or, you know what, perhaps you just recently broke up with somebody, maybe right before the weekend, and a new person shows up during the weekend. And you're going to be like, you know what, yeah, why not? Why not give it a shot? All right, so let me interpret this real quick. Let me go through with the interpretations. We got the World clarified by the Five of Swords. The World is a card of an ending, but it's a happy end card. It's clarified by the Five of Swords, which is a card of like slamming the door on the way out. It is a card of like an ugly fight, ugly breakup, somebody just two people going their separate ways. Okay, so for some of you, if you've got somebody coming back to you, perhaps this is what happened between the two of you in the past. Okay, or this is what's happening between you and your existing significant other, either right before the weekend or during the weekend. Okay, we have the Two of Cups clarified by Judgment in the middle. Okay, Judgment is a card of either somebody coming back from the past wanting to reconcile, or Judgment is a card of having to make a judgment call in regards to the current situation, or a judgment call to start something, to get involved with somebody, right? And we have two people in the Two of Cups right there in the middle, so you're definitely either getting back together with somebody, or there's going to be an attempt to get back together, or if you're dropping somebody before the weekend or during the weekend, you're jumping in, you're moving into another relationship with a new person. And at the end, we have the Ace of Pentacles clarified by the Empress, and we also have the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So two aces, right? Again, either reconciliation or getting involved with a new person. Okay, whatever the case, the Empress clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, I assume that's the way you're going to be treated as the Empress, the way you're supposed to be treated. The Empress often comes through as a future wife or spouse figure. Okay, it's also a mother figure. Okay, so you're definitely going to be treated as the Empress. So, the Empress is somebody who is loved, cherished, taken care of, being put up on a pedestal, treated accordingly. And the Ace of Pentacles is a very serious offer. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of you, right? And the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck, yeah, just another ace. It's a very passionate ace. So I guess it's a really nice addition to the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so those are the two general scenarios I see. All right, cool.